Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Nice. So you get to read these two things first.
Okay, so the chapter name is Ohori ni Owachida. Owachida. And it's like Bashan. What does that mean?
Bashan is a sound effect, which is what would happen if Jack ochitad into the ohori.
Yeah, so he fell into the moat and then went splash.
Exactly, went splash.
Yeah.
Jack は水の中をブクブクと沈んでいた. So Jack sinks into the within the water, and this buku buku is like the sound effect of the bubbles escaping from his mouth.
Oh yeah.
And then this is yours, Cookie.
とさにメガネを押さえたものの鼻から水を吸い込んでしまった。And it's like Tosani means immediately afterwards, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it's like Jack held onto his glasses, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it means. And then it's like he was blowing water from his nose.
So blowing would be a different verb. Suikomu is to breathe in.
Oh yeah. I keep mixing the two up. So he's like breathing in the water.
Yep. And this monono is basically but. So basically saying, even though he immediately grabbed his glasses, he's still snorting up some water up his nose from this jump. 夢中で手を動かし、水から顔を出すと、ゲホーと水を吐き出した。So all he's thinking about is moving his hands in order to escape from drowning underneath the water. And once his head pops out from underneath the water, he basically starts spitting out the water, like a kind of noises of what he's making. And this Cookie.
And then Annie is like, Oni-chan. And it's like, Ishigaki no ue kara Annie no koe ga suru. So it's like, Annie called out for his brother from the top of the stone wall.
Yep, and then I'll do this whole paragraph. Hori ni ochita buke! I mean, geho. 服を着てリュックを背負っているから思うように体を動かせない. So Jack says, I fell into the moat. So he's wearing clothes and he has his backpack on his back. So because of that, he kind of felt like he's not going to be able to like move his body, like he's going to drown basically. He can't move his body as he wants to.
I see.
And this for you, Cookie.
And then another Bashan splash, and it's like, 大きな水音がして、水しぶきが飛んでいた. So it's like a large splash.
Mm-hmm.
A large splash. I can't pronounce stuff. A large splashing sound happened, and then water just flew everywhere. Did we do this chapter before?
We did this page.
Yeah,
which is just funny, but I was like, we already started. Oni-chan! Sugu chikaku de Annie no koi ga shita. Big brother! Super soon, it's like super nearby, and he could hear Annie's voice. Well, Annie's voice happened. And over here for you.
Like, awatechi dame. And it's like, 大きく息を吸って. So like, what did awatechi dame? So that one. It's like, don't panic or something. Yeah.
はい。
Yeah, it's like,
You know what Terraform tells us
take
if
deep
there's
breaths.
nothing? Yes. Deep breath.
Yeah.
You know what Terraform tells us if it's there's nothing after the Terraform, it's just Terraform period?
It means you're telling someone to do it.
Exactly, yep. So this is Jack telling. He's saying,
Yeah.
do not panic, take deep breaths. And then the next part is,
Yeah.
Taksan kuki
But
o
not in the water.
suikomeba, chisen ni karada ga uku hazu yo, which is, if you suck in a lot of your air, then you will, your body will float, is what he's saying. Will naturally float. I don't know why I was like, she's in, but it's the kanji and I didn't get it right. Your body will naturally float as long as you have air in your lungs. And your turn.
言われた通りに大きく息を吸ってみて、吸ってみた。And then it's like 体が少し軽くなった。So it's like, 言われた。
So you wanted, you know what you means?
Yeah, I know what it means to say. So it's like when Annie said that.
So tori
Yeah, is that right?
means just like they said. So iwareta tori means to do just like what someone said would happen. Like the thing that we said would happen is if you take a breath, then you will float. So iwareta tori means this happened. The thing we said, true. This is it'd be hard to find it through there. So
Yeah.
just like he said, this.
Just like they said, he took a large breath,
Yes.
and then his body started floating
Yes.
a little bit.
Specifically, it's saying his body became lighter, using the verb karaku
Yeah.
to mean lightly,
Karaku.
versus uku, which means to float. Kishi wa dochi? Annie ga kita, kita. So Annie asks, where is the shore? And Jack says, achi janai kana, which is, isn't it that way? And your turn.
二人は暗い and it's like 冷たい水の中を泳いだ. So it's like together in the darkness they swam through the cold water.
しばらくすると、ジャックの後ろで、バシャーバシャーと水音がした。After a little bit, behind Jack, there was the sound of water going basha basha. And then this for you.
確か兄は前にいるはずだ. Is that right?
This
Or
is
is
has
it a
it.
ha?
Has it.
Hazuda. And then it's like Ani. What was Tashka again?
So you don't really need Tushka for the sentence. Jack hears some basha basha noises behind him. However, what is Annie behind him?
No.
No.
Annie's in front of him.
Annie wa mai ni iru hazu, which is Annie should be in front of me. Tushka, it just means like certainly. Like he's basically just saying this is what he thought was true. So
And then he calls out for Annie.
Yep. And then it goes, Nani? Koi wa mai kara da. So the voice came from the front. Basha! Mata ushiro de oto ga shita. So once again, the basha noise came from behind Jack. And what happened?
ジャックは心臓が止まりそうになった. So it's like what does 心臓 mean?
You know what the first kanji is?
Yeah, like your heart or something.
So when you just see this kanji on its own, it means heart in a metaphorical sense, like love or your soul. Shinzo on the other hand is your heart in a physical sense. So his heart tomarus.
Oh, his heart stopped literally.
Yep. And then we
Yeah.
have so ni naru that make it into the metaphor.
Yeah, that's right.
ひょっとしたら、ワニ? Which is like if by any chance an alligator? Boop. And next line for you.
振り向いたが、メガネが濡れているので、何も見えない。It's like, what does 振り向いたん?
So furimuku is a very common word in Japanese. I bet if you saw the kanji you would have guessed it. But it means to look behind you. It's like
Okay, yeah.
furu to shake and muku is like direction, I guess. But it means to turn and look behind you, basically. Then we have ga.
So like Jack turned and looked behind him, but his glasses, what was nureteiru?
This means to be wet.
Yeah, his glasses were wet, so he couldn't see anything.
Yep, spoken by someone who's definitely wears glasses. What did I click?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I clicked something in here that did this. Oh, okay, I fixed it. Woo! Annie! Nani? もっと急いで! もう岸についてるわ。こっちよ。Annie, what? We have to hurry up. We gotta hurry up a lot more. Well, I'm already at the shore. It's this way. And your turn.
やつは雨の方のする方に向かって必死に泳いだ。So it's like Jack swam in the direction of Annie's voice.
Hi.
But I'm not sure what hishi means.
Do you know what this kanji is?
Yeah, to die.
Yep, it is to die. The one in front of it shows up in like hitsuyo, like important, but hishi together means like you're dying, like you're trying really hard to, like you're dying, like frantically, desperately.
I see.
Hishi.
That makes sense.
Yes. So he frantically swims. Basha! Matada! Sugu すぐ後ろに迫っている which is the sound of the water, it's basha. Then once again, and it's right behind me, it's approaching. And your turn.
突然、陸の手が柔らかい。And it's like, 生あったかいものに触れた。So it's like, 突然 it's like afterwards, and then it's like, Jack's hand was, what is 柔らかい?
Do you know what fureta means?
To fall or descend.
See, that's where you're confusing. Fureta means to touch. So,
yeah.
what does he touch?
He touched something.
Yes, and then this right here is two different descriptors for that something. Nama atatakai, which is lukewarm, and yawarakai, which is soft. Or in this case, probably pliant or limp, probably in this context, or flexible.
Okay.
Probably seaweed would be my guess. Jack wa hime o ageta. So Jack screams. And what happens next?
私を was like Oni-chan. He's like, ほら、私の手を掴んで So it's like, that's me, big brother. He's
Yep.
like, see, you're my hand. And then it's like, oh, it's kanbe. I'm not sure what that is.
Tsukamu means to grab. So hold my hand.
Oh, hold my hand, yeah.
はい。ジャッ
I
ク
mean,
は
that can't be a crocodile because it was hand.
そうそう。Yeah. ジャックは兄の手にしがみついた。So Jack clings to Annie's hand. And next line for you.
兄はジャックの手を引いて、地面に触せた。So it's like, Annie pulled on Jack's hand,
はい。
and then we've seen Jimen a number of times before.
How? Most important part is this. It is the land. Yep. Men is surface and G is earth. Earth surface.
Okay, so, and then he like touched the land.
Yes. So this sawaru, right? Sawaraseta just is saying the one who's touching the land is Jack. So Annie makes Jack touch the land because she's pulling on his hand. 二人は草を掴んで岸に這い上がった。Ah, 助かった. So the two of them grab the grass and they crawl up onto the shore. Oh, we're saved. And your turn.
ジャックはウェルが止まらない。歯もガチガチ切っている。So it's like, what does
震え? Shaking.
Yeah, so Jack was like shaking. Oh, Jack did not stop shaking. I think that's his teeth were like gritting at each other.
Good guess. Gachi gachi is actually a sound effect for fureru. So his teeth are clattering. Gachi gachi.
Yeah, that's the more. I could not find the word for it.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah.
メガネを外し、水を拭ってかけ直してみたが、霧でやっぱり何も見えない。So he takes off his glasses and he tries to fix how, like, by wiping it basically. So he wipes the thing. However, after this is the kake to begin and naosu as to fix something. So he's fixing his glasses by wiping. I just was seeing if that was going to pop up in the dictionary. However, even though he cleaned his glasses, they're still inside a dense fog, so they can't see anything. So as expected, you can't see anything in the fog. And your turn.
Yeah. Jack は鳥の中に目を凝らした。So it's like, what does 凝らした mean?
So korasu is to squint or to strain.
Yeah, so Jack squinted his eyes in the middle of the fog.
I would say toward, because N is more like de. So that's the direction he's squinting in. 跳ね橋はどこだ? 富士は? 高小屋は? あのツリーハウスは? 何もかもが霧と闇に飲み込まれてしまったようだった。Where is the drawbridge? The windmill? The little house for the hawks? How about our treehouse? Well, that treehouse. Nothing at all. Anything and everything, sorry. Anything and everything. The fog and the darkness has completely swallowed it up. Basically, you always making it into a simile. Because we use swallowed up. Nomikomāreta. Just gulp down.
So,
And next is...
ジャックはリュックの中から貝 チューデントだし and there's like スイッチを入れてみたらやはり当たりはつかなかった So it's like Jack grabbed his rucksack and from the inside he took out his flashlight. I think it's like he tried turning on the switch, is that right?
Specifically, Iridu is the insert, so he's like pushing it. He's putting the switch into the on position.
Oh, so he tries turning on the switch, but as expected, it was still dark.
Yep. Specifically, as expected, the light will not turn on.
That's right.
I think this is a Tsuku, like the turn on the light, but I guess you can't use Tsuku if the light doesn't turn on if you're out of batteries. So the light will not turn on. Or, yep. なんてことだ。せっかく城からに逃げ出せたというのに、今度は夜の霧に捕まってしまった。What a thing is this? Oh! We came all the way, even though we came all the way escaping from the castle, that now we're going to be caught inside of the night's fog. And your turn.
And then like, and then like, 突然、馬のいらなきが聞こえた. So it's like a neighing sound, and it's like, at that moment, a horse could be heard or
Yep.
something like that.
You could hear the horse neighing. So we'll continue until we reach the next chapter, because might as well. ちょうどその時、雲が切れて、満月が顔が出した。辺りがさっと明るくなった。So it was at that moment, but it's saying it's the perfect moment. ちょうど is like it's precisely that moment. The clouds they moved out of the way, and we could see the moon, and this moon allowed us to see someone's face. Someone's face is now appearing out of the mist, in other words, because the fog's gone. The surroundings have basically become a lot brighter in a sa kind of way, which is very fast. And your turn.
So it's like 目の前に騎士がいた。黒い馬にまたがっている。So it's like in front of their eyes, in front of their eyes, he is a knight, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so in front of their eyes, there was a knight. Or there was that knight.
That night. Yep, the one they heard earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on a black horse, and then it's like, yeah, he straddled on the black horse.
Perfect. 銀色の鎧が月に照らされて眩しく光っている。So his silver armor in the moonlight was shining to the extent that it was brilliantly shining.
Yeah.
Illuminated by the moonlight. And the last line will go to you, Cookie.
Thank you. And there's like 兜で顔は見えないが、ジャックと兄をじっと見つめているようだった。Okay, so we have here kabuto. I think that means the helmet.
Yep.
Yeah, so from the helmet, we could not see the person's face, but Jack and Annie were jitto mitsumete. They were found or something?
That'd be mitsukaru. Mitsukaru is to find. Any other guess what mitsumeru means?
We've seen this. I know.
We have a lot. It's a very common
yeah,
word.
a glance. It was a glance, right?
So that would actually be chira chira to.
Okay, yeah.
Cheetah. Like, as in, like, no one knows.
I'm okay with being reminded.
So, mitsumeteiru is to gaze at. Jitto
to gaze,
is
that
a
makes sense.
super duper common sound effect. It is like, I think, the most common sound effect out of all sound effects in Japanese. And to the extent
Wow.
that you will see just jitto suru. Like, you will see it on its own. That's how common it is. It basically means to
Damn.
stand still, but it does insinuate that you're staring. Like, basically, it means like prolonged eye contact. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, so it's not supposed to-
It's literally like, it insinuates you're not blinking. You're just, so a lot of times it will modify staring, because they're just letting you know you're really staring at somebody if you're using jitto mitsumeru. But yeah, and in its own, it's basically motionless, or you're fixedly, or being very frozen, basically. Yep.
And
Yep, that is where we're gonna be ending for this. I think we're like super close to ending the whole book out of curiosity.
I'm very surprised we
Yep.
managed to make through a whole chapter in just 30 minutes.
Yep. But yeah, it looks like we have 2 more chapters. We have this one, which is the main chapter, and then we have this one where they're back home, and then that's the end of this book.
Oh, that's
Oh.
That's the bit at the end is the author's remarks, right?
It's something about it's probably just like who the author is, and it's more like for the parent,
Oh,
as you can tell. No furigana. It's just like, this person has written
Yeah, that's
53 hanashis. A lot of stories.
I wonder how we're gonna read through this.
I think we're not. Nosuka Daigaku de, I don't know what that says. Engeki to, like, we'd have to like do that, because there's so many like random words that there's no reason for us to know it. Here's children literature studying thing. But yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of kanji strung together.
Yeah, that's for the parents to be like, oh, how cool, want me to go tell you about the author? Most kids don't want to